Very good afternoon to everybody. Ophelia, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Young lady. You gorgeously passed your driving test today. So how was it? Could you explain it, please?
So this is my second driving exam attempt.
Mm-hmm.
I failed the first time because I drove too slow.
Mm-hmm.
But that was mostly because of my exam stress and nerves. However, today we passed perfectly.
Two
with
minors.
two minors.
That's beautiful. The two minors was absolutely very, very tiny mistakes. Look,
Yeah.
at the first attempt, I think, as you mentioned it, it's good to talk about it, because I always say if we are too cautious, if you think we do it a little bit slower because then we please the examiner,
Yeah.
and in the opposite happens, because if you're too slow, we hold up the traffic, but obviously under pressure, it's difficult to maintaining that mindset.
Yeah.
So how was the test today? You had a beautiful, lovely examiner today. So how was he?
We had a really nice examiner. He was very chatty, very just calmed my nerves really, and just kept chatting appropriately throughout the exam. So it made me feel like it was just some other normal drive that we were having. After my first minor, I thought at that point I failed. So I was a bit like, oh, maybe I should I'll just drive as I normally would.
You maintained your level.
I think I was a little bit nervous right after the minor.
What was the first minor?
The first minor was he told me to pull up onto the left, and when I did, I was looking to see how far I was from the curb, because I had I had a major during the mock that I was too far from the curb. So I looked at it and I was like, oh, maybe I'm too far away. So I steered the wheel just a little bit, and then we all felt a bump. And the examiner was like, ooh. And that was how I felt in my heart as well.
But he was joking after the test about that one, so yes.
Yeah, so he was joking about it afterwards and said, I may have brushed it a little bit and it would affect Zsolt's pain.
Yes.
But never again, it'll never happen again, just a one-off.
Absolutely, it's a lovely, lovely person. And also you went over the speed limit.
It went from a 30 to a 20. I think there's a school nearby.
Yes.
I said it out loud that it was a 20 because it'll help me remember. It'll make the examiner realize that I'm aware, which he recognized that I said it out loud, but I somehow still went to 24. Although it was still a second.
Short distance.
He still noticed it, and I noticed it as well, because I realized he was looking at the dashboard just as I was, which he mentioned as well. But it's good if I mentioned that I realized it was 20, because I said it out loud. If I didn't, he could have easily just thought that I didn't know, and therefore I was going over the speed limit. So that's why
commentary drive is very good. Well done.
So commentary drive is the key.
It's a key,
here.
exactly. Because you're telling the examiner you are aware of things, but you suddenly couldn't manage it down exactly to the 20. The examiner you know that it's the speed limit done. So absolutely, I always recommend.
I think that's probably what saved me from it being a major, because I knew that it was 20, but it was just maybe exams. I just went over 20 without realizing for even a second. So I think it was good.
Yes, absolutely. What was beautiful about as well, your past today, you went totally unknown roads, because at the end he asked me, do you agree with your performance? I said yes. And then I asked him, do you have a new test route? And he said yes, because it's kind of old one, but never used, because they have a lot of road work.
Yeah.
So they had to go totally unknown roads.
It was mostly countryside roads.
And yes, very tiny, very tight,
small countryside road.
Bumpy.
It was like national speed limit, but there was also a learner in front of me. So the whole way I was panicking. Oh, I'm not going up to 60. I was thinking,
should I overtake it or not? But you couldn't, and that.
I was thinking, oh, should I ask the examiner if I should overtake? But I don't think it would be that safe, because it was a tight road, and we were going at like 40, 50. So I don't think it was safe.
So you made a good decision. Well done.
I could have asked, but he could have told me, but then it's probably better not. Shuba recommended Zsolt when we were working together, because I was wanting to get a license, and Shuba recommended because she said Zsolt was very, very good. Regular lessons, and he gives you all the tips that you need, which is exactly what I needed. So
hello, Shuba. You passed already.
Shuba,
yes. Both lovely young doctors. What would you say to the next candidate when they're looking for instructor? What key points or what key moments you had during the learning?
I think is making sure that, like, when you with your instructor, you're enjoying the lessons and you're looking forward to going to your lessons, because I think at the very start that's how I was feeling. I was looking forward to my lessons. Well, it wasn't every week. We saw each other twice.
Sometimes, yes, because
twice every few months.
Yes, sometimes, yes. You
But-
went to a holiday, I went
Yeah.
for a holiday, and
And
then you
then my
worked
work
a lot.
schedule.
Yes.
But it's making sure you enjoy and looking forward to your driving lessons. And also, I think towards the end of the exams, it was doing all the mock exams.
Mm-hmm.
We did at least we've done five probably
in total,
now.
yes.
And each time it'll identify something that I wasn't aware of, and I will be more aware of afterwards. I think especially on my first attempt, when we did the mock exam, I had, I don't know, like 30 minors on observations.
Which is the mirror work was, yes.
And that's when we realized, I don't look
There's
at my
a room
mirrors.
for improvement.
So so I think the mock exams are very important, and I will always remember what Zsolt say: less room. What was it?
Less space,
less space,
speed.
less speed.
Yes.
That's what I remember.
Lovely. Excellent. Absolutely. So congratulations one more time, because you are absolutely brilliant. And what he said at the end,
Yes.
what he said to you?
So after I passed,
The examiner.
the examiner was like, maintain your high standards.
So that's a compliment.
So that's what I'm gonna
That's
do.
a very, very, very high
And you'll
compliment.
get these high standards with Zsolt.
Oh, thank you very much. So one more time, congratulations.
Thank
Have you
you.
shown your paper, just approved? Yes. That's the one we are achieving with everybody.
So one day you'll get it too.
Yes. Thank you very much.